Hi, so what we want to look for in this video is to be able to tell the difference between what kind of equation we're writing, whether it's going to be one with parentheses or with not. So let's look at each problem. The rental cost for a campsite is $25 plus $2 per person. If you have $55 to use for the campsite, how many people, here's my question, how many people can stay at the campsite? So in this problem is about renting a campsite, and you have to pay a fee per person, and that is really key there, that the fee is per person. And then there's this $25 for a campsite plus $2 per person. So that tells us right there the expression we're working with, that we are going to be charged $2 per person, so that's 2p, plus $25 equals $55. And so this one, there is no parentheses because you're only being charged $2 per person. So that's the only thing you have to multiply by the variable. So you can solve that one. You can pause this video and solve that one. So I've solved this equation by subtracting 25 from both sides, then dividing by 2. So my final answer is we can bring 15 people along and still have enough money. We can pay for 15 people. So let's look at question number 2. You are planning a scavenger hunt for 35 campers. Okay. You plan to have 5 teams. Now, teams is a key word here, 5 teams. 1 camper from each team will be the recorder, and the rest will be searchers. So 1 camper from each team will be a recorder, and the rest of the campers on that team will be searchers. So how many searchers, S, will each team have? So in this case, I know that I'm working with parentheses because I'm talking about teams. So a team, and I'm going to put that in parentheses, a team is made up with searchers and 1 other person that is the recorder. So this S is the number of searchers we need, and then plus 1 person we need to be the recorder. So that's how many people can be on a team. Now we're going to have 5 of these teams. We know we're having 5 teams, and we know we have 35 campers. So we need to divide these 35 campers up into 5 teams, and then this sets us up to be able to figure out how many can be searchers. So why don't you pause this video and solve to see how many searchers are on each team. So when I first multiplied everything by 5 on the left-hand side, and then I subtracted 5 from both sides, not S, but 5 from both sides, I had 5 times 5 for each set of, for the 5 teams, number of searches we would need is a total of 30. So I divided that by 5, which looks like S, divided by 5. And that means that there are a total of 6 searchers per team. Bad handwriting. So you should read number 3 for yourself and decide, will this be an example where I need parentheses to write this equation or not? So go ahead and read that for yourself and see if you can set up the equation. Now I'll read it. A pizza shop charges $7 for a large cheese pizza plus 95 cents per topping. You are going to buy 4 large pizzas with the same number of toppings. You have $40 to spend on a large pizza. On the pizzas. Sorry about that. How many toppings are on each pizza? So we have to buy 4 of them, and we have $40 to spend on the total thing. So we're going to write and solve an equation. Now, if the way it was written, maybe that was tricky, so I'm glad I'm here to read it to you. Let me fix that. So each large pizza, a large pizza, costs $7 per pizza, right? Plus, it's going to cost 95 cents per topping. Now, T is the toppings, so that means I multiply 95 cents times T. Now, this is per pizza, so I would have to multiply this charge that I'm charging times the number of pizzas. So, but rather than being P for pizza, I know I'm buying 4 large pizzas. So this is the price, this is the total price per pizza, $7 plus 95 cents per topping. I'm going to multiply that by 4, and that total has to equal $40. So this is another example where we would have parentheses. So we'll let you solve this one on your own. So this equation here, or example, goes back to simple interest. That's why it has the hint that I equals PRT. A person invests $1,200 in an account earning 3% simple interest. How many years, T, did it take a person to earn $180 of simple interest? So we just need to remember here in this equation that we are given the amount they invest. That is the principal. That's the original amount. Right here, they are telling you the interest as a percent, and remember that's 0.03, and this is the R, because this is the percent, the rate. And now we're trying to find T for the number of years, that's their T. And then finally, they're telling us the simple interest. So the simple interest amount here is I. This is what everything equals after you multiply it out. So put your pieces together. Remember that I equals the original amount, P, times the percent as a decimal, times time. And see if you can set up this equation and solve it for the number of years. For number 5, the capacity of a landfill is a lot. It's 4,756,505 tons. The landfill currently holds 2,896,112 tons. A cell is added to the landfill every day, and each cell averages 1,600 tons. After how many days will the landfill reach capacity? Write and solve the equation. All right, so this one's a little tricky because the numbers are so big. So let's just see here that the capacity, that's the total amount that it can hold, is this. It already has this amount. And then here's where the unit rate is. It's saying that a cell is added every day, and that cell has this much. So 1,600 tons are added per day. So there's the unit rate, 1,000, let's write that in. So 1,600 tons per day. So there's your unit rate, and we're going to multiply that by the number of days. So see if you can write this equation. Pause your video. So there's the equation, and those numbers are very large. This is why it's great that we have a calculator. So, but you would solve it just like you would solve any other equation. You're going to subtract the constant and divide by the coefficient. And now we'll just look at our last situation. So our last situation is a little different than things we've done before, because it's telling us the perimeter of a triangle. Now, if we remember how to find perimeter, it means that we are adding all the sides. So this goes back to what we were doing before with expressions, when we were adding expressions, but now we're actually given the perimeter, so we're going to find the value of x. So we're going to write and solve this equation. So to write the perimeter means that I am adding all the sides, so I'm adding this side plus this side plus this side. So let me start with the side that's most complicated. So I'm going to add 10 times x minus 1, that's one side, plus the other side, 4 x plus 14, plus the third side, plus 22, and that would give me the perimeter. And now I know the perimeter equals 82. So the next thing I just need to do to be able to solve this equation is to get rid of the parentheses. So these parentheses, I'm multiplying 10 by everything inside, so that's 10x minus 10 plus, whereas these parentheses have an invisible 1 on the outside, so I'm multiplying everything here by 1, so 4x plus 14, and then I finally have 22 equals 82. I'm sorry about my dishwasher, it's so loud. Okay. Anyway, now that we're here, this is the tricky part. We need to combine like terms. So I'm going to combine my x's together. That's 14x. And then I'm going to combine my constants together. That's negative 10. Don't lose that negative 10. 14 and 22. But I'm not combining 82 because 82 is over here by itself. So I'm going to add these together. That's going to give me 26. And now that I got here, you should be able to solve this equation. 14x plus 26 equals 82. So when I solved this equation, I subtracted 26 from both sides and divided by 14. My answer became 4. When I substitute 4 into these expressions, if I put 4 in here for x, then I would have 4 minus 1 is 3, times 10 is 30. And over here, I would have, put 4 in here, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 14 is 30. So now I would have 30 plus 30 plus 22, and that equals 82. Okay, well, we did all the problems. Thank you.